Welcome back to NASCAR Race Hub. You know, Chris Buescher has been on quite a ride the last couple of years. He's knocking on the door of another playoff berth this season. Success on track equals cars that carry significant meaning. Where have all those cars gone over the years? Chris received a nice surprise recently. Here's Caitlin Vincey.
How's it going?
Good.
Good to see you.
You too.
Always.
You too.
You know what we're doing here today?
Yeah, grassroots.
Grassroots racing.
Yeah,
race?
grassroots interview.
That's actually not true. So we're actually going to kind of take a trip down memory lane of your career. It'll make sense when we go through this door.
Okay.
So here you
So
have
we're
it.
getting to.
Recognize these?
Yeah. This is not at all what you said this was gonna be.
I'm a liar. Welcome to your amazing car collection here.
Okay. My car collection.
Yes.
Well, I
these
know
are-
that one's mine.
All of these are yours from your career.
So that's what the hauler's doing outside.
Yeah. This is pretty incredible, right? This
Yeah.
whole collection of cars here. I kind of want to hear you talk about these one by one and what you sort of remember about this one. And this goes back, obviously, to the Legend days, which you had a lot of success in.
For one, I remember sanding this thing to paint it for hours and hours and hours and
Wow.
hours to try and replicate the AAA paint scheme that David Reagan
Yes.
was running at the time.
Yeah.
So where this thing's been sitting for,
All these years.
I mean, that's 15 years.
Yeah? This truck here, what do you recall about this?
So through Legends Car Racing, we started traveling to Las Vegas a couple of weeks ahead of the Nationals out there. I got the opportunity to jump in this thing, I think 5 times, and we won or finished second in all of them. Had a very
That's
good track
good
record
stats
in this
in it.
truck.
Yeah,
this was
good
a
track
great
record in
truck
here.
right here.
Speaking of winning races, so that opportunity happened, then you referenced the ARCA car.
So then we got to go ARCA racing.
Got to
right?
go ARCA racing, had a lot of success in that series as well.
That was my first break into, I guess, professional motorsports with a deal to do a development program with Roush. It was some of the hardest, most hours I've ever worked in my life, but it's some of the most fun I've ever had racing.
We're getting closer down the
Yeah.
timeline here. Xfinity Series Racing, 60 car.
This is one of the special ones, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't my first Xfinity win. It was the first oval win. It's funny talking to Jack on the way out of that racetrack. He said, "I'm proud of you. That's good, but you were supposed to be our short track guy. So we need to figure out how to win some short track races."
So this is the Xfinity Series, of course. Now we go to Cup, and this was your very first Cup Series win.
This was Front Row Motorsports, our rookie season, Pocono. This is the chassis. I do know that. Followed it even while I was at JTG away from Roush for those couple years. Just tried to make sure I knew where it was at because I always wanted this one, the first
Really?
Cup win.
Yeah. Speaking of trades, so all of these are yours now, of course. So I know you built a new shop, hoping you have a lot of room for all of this.
I had room. This is going to fill it up quite quickly.
I love surprises. That was a good one. You know, Chris's close friends, Michael Harper and James Dent, and a group of others who had helped along the way, had unbeknownst to Chris been collecting these cars and waiting for the right time to give them back. And that's a neat story, huh? What an awesome surprise.
I think that's amazing. You know, always as a driver, you want to have your old cars. You want to know what's happened to them. And fortunately for Chris, now he does know what's happened to his old cars.
I was at Roush when Chris came around and drove that 17 Rullo Brothers ARCA car, and Chris was building side skirts, installing his own seats. When he said those were some of his longest hours, I believe it. He was working his butt off to be at the level he's at today.
He's a blue-collar guy, there's no doubt. And so to see something like that and someone giving back is really cool.